Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
Indeed. If you're seeing this video, which if you did not know, yes, we have video podcasts now. You can find them on YouTube and Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
But if you watched our last two videos, I just want to apologize. The quality, guys, we are not... When we started this video process, we were not video producers.
Yeah.
It's not easy. But we've figured some things out. So hopefully what you're seeing is a lot better quality today.
Yeah, we've stepped it up, honestly. So
it's true.
You're welcome. No, just kidding.
Right. Yeah, but how are you, Savannah?
I'm fine.
Real.
This is the highlight of my week.
Facts.
So I'm happy to be here. Okay. It's honestly been a rough. It's only Tuesday, but it's been a rough week.
That's so that's so true.
But how are you?
I'm good. I went to Wilmington over the weekend. Sorry, my voice weird. But I got very sunburnt and which was very fun. I needed to go to the beach and just lay in the sun and in the sand. But I got really sunburnt. So that's been painful, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I have the most unfortunate news to anybody in the whole world who's been to Wilmington. Specifically in Carolina Beach, there's this place, which is my favorite place on the whole world, called Fort Fisher. And specifically, it's the rocks at Fort Fisher. And throughout our entire college experience, we would go there. That's the only free beach parking. It's, I'm sure, soon to not be free. That's why I'm saying that now.
So?
Because, and the reason I know this is because when I went over this past weekend, there are rocks in the ocean, but on the other side of the parking lot, there was this giant tree forest where you could walk into, and it was fully covered. It's really hard to explain. If you go to my Instagram, you can see some pictures in it. But when I rolled up this weekend to the rocks, the entire tree forest was down, gone. And
That's so tragic.
It's so sad. And they had just built this giant Fort Fisher building to museum or whatever.
Okay.
And so I don't know for a fact, but if I had to guess, I'm assuming that they're putting more parking. Ugh. So to take away my tree forest, I just feel like the Lorax, and I'm very mad about it.
Yeah, because okay, I get that parking is needed, but also nature is needed more.
And also, it's not like these are regular trees, guys. These are I don't know the type of tree, but if you go to a beach area, especially down here in the south of the United States, it's these S-shaped trees, and they kind of lean. I wish I knew what kind of tree it was.
But I know, because trying to describe it is so hard.
It's not like a regular tree. It's like a coastal, beautiful, really old-looking tree. And that was a whole forest of them that they took out. So I'm just mad about it. And yeah, I'm mad at them at Fort Fisher, at Carolina Beach. So I'm a little irritated and sunburnt. But I'm okay. We're here. With some really fun stories. So that's what I'm excited about. But one more thing. While I was away this weekend, on the way to Wilmington, stopped at this place called Cafe Soul Cups, which has been popping off on TikTok that I saw. And they have this drink. And it's obviously, if you're on TikTok, I'm sure you've heard of the Dubai chocolate bar. I made those and we tried them. Delicious. But this Cafe Soul Cups in Cary, North Carolina, they have this Dubai chocolate coffee, and it's also not only is it Dubai chocolate coffee, it's also a crackle coffee. So they put the chocolate in the cup, and then the coffee, then the Dubai chocolate, and you
crush it and it crackles.
It was first of all, it was so delicious, and then the crack was so satisfying. I did make a TikTok on my TikTok, so go check it out if you want to see it.
How was my thing about those though? I haven't tried one, but my thing is then there's just big chunks of chocolate in your drink. So how was that?
Well, the chocolate melted into the coffee.
Really? Even though it's cold?
But yeah, it did. I didn't get chunks of coffee, chocolate. Okay. But I did there's chunks of pistachio. Right. So there's a lot of chunks in the drink. Okay. But I like chunks.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what it is, but I like
the pistachio. And the pistachios had a little bit of chocolate on them. So you tasted that chocolate, but not the crackle chocolate. Okay. It was really good. And they're open really late. So I love that. So shout out to Cafe Soul Cups. Go. There was so many people there when I went, and it was literally 9 p.m. Oh. But they also have food, but mostly just coffee. So I don't know. It was crazy, but it was really good. So yeah, that's my little life update, I guess.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. My voice, guys, she is struggling today. My allergies are killing me.
Oh my God.
I sneezed like 10 times in the freaking driveway.
Living in North Carolina is just pollen central this rough. Time of year.
So it is rough. Yes.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But if you do not mind, go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please.
Please.
But if you want to get into your story, Savannah.
Yes. So this week I'm going to be talking about a park.
Oh, okay.
Hummel Park in Hummel.
Kurt Hummel. You know who that is? He's from Glee.
Yes. I've never watched Glee, but I do know. I know who that is.
Okay, not Kurt Hummel Park, just Hummel Park.
Just Hummel Park. And it's in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
So out there in Nebraska. Mm-hmm. Never been.
There ain't nothing out there, I don't think. Sorry to the Nebraska.
Have you ever been to the Midwest?
Is Colorado the Midwest? I can't even say Midwest.
Colorado, I feel like
it's maybe just West. Yeah. I flew over it. Never been out there though.
Like I've never really considered that part of the Midwest, but maybe it is. I don't even know.
Yeah, I really don't know.
I don't think I've never really been.
If I'm gonna be really honest, Savannah, I don't know any state that's Midwest. I mean, I guess Nebraska, but I only know that now that you say that.
Okay.
Or where's Chapel Roan from? She's Midwest Princess, Missouri.
Yeah.
I don't know where these states are, so
I am sorry.
I'm sorry to these states. I know it's just the middle all clumped together in my brain.
Yeah. It's just because we're from the East Coast, so we only pay attention to the East Coast.
Exactly.
We only pay attention to our time zone.
We only care about us.
Anyway, taking it back to Nebraska. Okay. So this park, it was established in 1930. Okay. So it's been around for a while.
Almost 100 years.
Yeah, almost. It is sitting on 202 acres of land.
That's big.
So pretty
That's
big.
A big park.
And a park this big, there are some things going on there.
Okay.
And some legends that people have come up with over the decades. Because stories have circulated about this place over the many decades that it's been around. Almost 100 years it's been around.
Mm-hmm.
So the legends, let's get into it. One of the biggest ones is that it is rumored to have been built on a native burial ground.
Not a good start. Never
not a good start. And that doesn't come as a surprise to me at all, especially since
everything really is
the 1930s when even not even that long care about putting things on top of a burial ground like
people
that.
People still don't care.
Yeah.
And we'll find out why in my story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm like, okay, this could be the case. You know, there has not been any evidence that this is true, but it's just a rumor that people say. Yeah. And another big legend at this park is that the trees at the entrance, there's just something going on with them.
Oh. Okay.
So when you're going into the park, there's this paved walkway, and the trees on either end kind of lean inward like that.
Okay.
Spooky. And as you're going down the path, they're leaning in towards you. And the legend says that they're leaning forward because they're weighed down by the spirits. And
what?
They're weighed down of the spirits of people who were lynched here.
Oh my God. That is horrifying.
Yeah. A lot of people say, there were lynchings here.
I was not expecting you to say that. Oh, that's horrible. Oh my God. And if that's really why the trees are like that, I don't like that.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
It's not good. And people also say that as night falls over this park, screaming and crying can be heard in the distance.
Oh my God. No.
Which could also have to do with that.
Yeah.
And there are some places around this park that are specifically like, there's specific legends to different parts because it's so big. It's 202 acres.
Yeah.
So one part is the Devil's Den.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
good.
love that.
What's there? What's going on there?
So at the Devil's Den, they say that satanic rituals and sacrifices are take place here.
For sure. For
of
sure.
course, yeah. There are also like altars, or just objects that look like altars with symbols sketched into them in this area of the park. And there's also a shack nearby where people say rituals take place there too, in the shack. And of course, covered in graffiti and symbols.
For sure.
So
we knew that.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw a picture of this part, and it's kind of like an open area. Not like covered in trees or anything. It's just like open grassy area, and then there are like, I guess you could call them an altar. It's just like objects that are like circular, like round things that I guess it is kind of like an altar in a way. But there's like two of them sitting there. And I can post a picture of them. But
check out our Instagram.
And they're covered in graffiti, of course.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There is a scenic overlook at this park.
Nice.
And of course, you know, people are going to go to the scenic overlook and enjoy the view. That's just what it's for.
That is the whole point.
But they're also going to say, you know, this place is known as the Devil's Slide.
Okay, the devil owns this park. We got the den, the slide. There's a slide?
Literally, all of this has to do with the devil because it's the Midwest, and they're like, the devil's gonna get you.
Okay, also, I literally wasn't gonna say it, but I have to. The door just flew open, and I was like, oh, Jesus, it's the devil, as we just were talking about.
It's not the devil.
Update, it's just our assistant Parm entering
it's
to do
cat.
her duties, you know?
Yeah, she's helping us out.
No ghost this time, but just had to stay on it just in case it was, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Where's she at? Over there?
Yeah, she's chilling.
Okay. Okay, so the reason this is called the Devil's Slide, can you supposedly have jumped off of the cliff here? And or they've fallen off, and people say, yeah, the devil tells you to jump here.
Oh, okay. That's horrible. Oh, yeah. Is it like really far down?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have like a number, but
yeah. I didn't know like if it was, you know, relatively small or like relatively
it's a
big.
Scenic overlook. So it's like...
Yeah, it's got to be pretty big. That's horrible.
Yeah. Okay, this part is just kind of weird. There are morphing stairs, is what they call them.
Like Harry Potter. Like, you know how they change in the Harry Potter?
In
the hallway?
I think so. They like move around and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of like that, I guess. Okay, so the staircase, it basically changes the amount of steps each time you go up and down.
Oh. That's weird.
Yeah, so it's not one of those staircases like the staircase to nowhere that I've talked about before, right? It's like a normal staircase in a park, like up a hill kind of, you know? Yeah. That's just put into the hill. And if you're walking down the stairs and count the steps, like, it won't be the same the next time.
Wait, that's just like those stairs that you covered like at the very beginning of this podcast. Oh my gosh, what were
Well, that's what I was just saying. Like, it's not that they lead to nowhere, but I guess it is similar.
Well, I don't know if I can't remember if it's the stairs to nowhere because we have covered multiple stairs.
Okay, well, maybe I forget that.
But one stair, it was like the 1,000 stairs. That's what it was. It was like a bunch of stairs. And when you go up and go back down and count them, it was different every time for people. But we said that they just couldn't count.
That could be it. I mean,
anyways, what about this one?
It could be it for this too, honestly.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's what people say. It's not the same anytime you do it.
That's crazy.
But if you are by chance, if you're walking down the stairs and you count the right amount of steps, then of course the devil will appear. Because we keep talking about the devil.
I know, but I was expecting something good to happen, not something bad.
Well, okay, let me finish, because this can be taken in a good way, kind of.
Okay.
The devil will appear and meet you at the bottom, and he will offer to make a deal with you.
That's never a good idea.
No, not a good idea, because the deal is for a price. But if you're desperate, I guess, make a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
But
that's our advice. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay, so that's some strange things about the park, right?
Yeah. Wait, what does he want? Like, what is he gonna give me at the bottom of the stairs? Like anything I want, but he has to take my soul. That's what okay, just anything.
It's just like meeting the devil at the crossroads.
Okay. That you're just meeting at the stair.
Yeah, yes. You're just meeting at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah.
Got it.
It's almost like I'm just putting this in my own head. Like I'm just coming up with this, but it's like you're walking down to hell.
Oh, that's exactly why. Yes, you're right. Because he's not at the top for a reason.
Exactly.
There's only one at the top.
Yeah. Okay, so this park, it also has it's rumored to have some strange inhabitants here too.
Okay.
So, listen. These rumors go kind of crazy.
Okay.
Because the first one is that there's a colony of feral people.
Listen.
And these people are albino.
Do they live underground?
No.
Okay. That doesn't make any sense.
So people say, backing it up, all right, backing up in time anyway, people say that there was a settlement made here for albino people in the 1800s.
Okay.
So I guess people are like...
that makes more sense, I guess.
I mean...
They're like,
kind of.
Oh, all these people, they look the same. Let's just make them live together.
I think that's what the whole theory is. Because is there anything to back this up? Not really.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, okay, yeah, back in the 1800s, they kind of grouped them all together and put them out here in a colony. And they've been there ever since, supposedly.
Okay.
And they only come out at dusk to avoid the sun, of course.
Okay, yeah.
And see, you said, do they live in underground? Mm-hmm. No, they actually hide in trees.
Okay, that's crazier than underground. Like, and what? You can just see them up there?
Well, they'll also throw rocks at people and throw rocks at cars.
Oh, I would fight someone if they threw a rock at my car.
Yeah. So they're up in the trees to throw rocks at people and stuff, but people say they also live in the trees.
The Lorax, yet again. This episode might as well just be the Lorax.
You're right. Also, there is another side legend that these people are cannibals. So, I mean, I don't know. I think people are just adding on to it.
Anytime there's a feral group, they always say they're cannibals.
Yes, yeah, always. Exactly. Okay, so other people in the park, it's not just this colony. There's also said to be a hermit in the park.
Oh, okay. Hermits do be in park sometimes, though.
Yeah, but this one's a little different because he has no nose.
Oh, why does he not have a nose?
Don't know. He just doesn't have a nose. And apparently he will try to get your nose from you if he catches you.
Stop. Please
so he tries to cut your nose off.
No, that's great. Got your nose.
Exactly. No, exactly. And apparently, people who have gone to this park as children, like their parents or whoever's with them, will be like, as they're walking by the part of the park where this person's like rumored to live, they're like, watch out, like put your hand over your nose because he's gonna get you.
Oh my god. See, I was gonna feel bad because in my brain we were just talking about Harry Potter and like Voldemort. But then I was like, no, I can't make fun of this man without a nose. But if he's gonna take my nose,
shall not be named.
Sorry, it's he who shall not be named. Ooh.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't want him taking my nose. He can't have it. Sorry.
You gotta cover it up.
Like that's gonna prevent him from taking it though.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Good to know.
I mean,
good to know.
Maybe. It'll at least...
Somebody go to Nebraska and try.
It will at least, like, give him another thing to have to get past.
You're right. You know? Yeah. A barricade, if you will.
Yeah. Okay. So this park, a lot of the stuff that I just listed, right, is pretty much just legend. Like, a lot of it has been debunked. There is actually, you'll be happy to hear this. There's no history of lynching at the park. No evidence anyway of it.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure that entirely makes it true that didn't happen there, but it makes me feel a little bit better about it.
There's no evidence of it, at least. I mean, there are a lot of rumors of it, so, like...
Maybe they're hiding it. I guess maybe we'll never know.
Yeah. Honestly, now, the more that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, well, maybe they still did happen.
But... I feel like they did still have it, if I had to bet my money on it.
Well, okay, yeah.
But I'm going to pretend, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
There's also no history of a colony of feral albino people.
Okay, well, good.
So I don't think they exist out there.
I mean, I'm glad.
There's also no credible reports of sacrifices at the altars or anything. Yeah. You know? And like I said before, no burial ground has been confirmed. But who knows?
Well, everywhere is a burial ground, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, honestly.
At this point.
And I think the whole part of the park that had to do with the Devil's Den, right? That part. Yeah. I think that is just all, like, satanic panic type thing. And it's like the devil's getting into our children's brains and, like, I don't know. It just gives me that kind of vibe of, like, the satanic panic where they're like, these kids nowadays are, like, all doing rituals and stuff.
And they're listening to that rock music.
Yes, exactly. And I think, yes, there probably is graffiti and stuff, but it's like, okay, there's graffiti everywhere. It doesn't mean that there's, like, rituals going on.
For sure.
Okay. So I do have another little part of this story that I'm going to tell you that there have been some real life bad things that have happened here.
Good. Oh, good. Like what?
This, I'm not going to go into too much detail with a lot of these, but
okay.
I thought I would just mention them because it does make the vibe of the park still pretty eerie.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm just going to go through the list. Okay. In 1930, a radio repairman was murdered here.
In the park?
Yes, at the park.
Oh, that's sad.
There have been multiple fatal car crashes at this...
What?
At this park.
No.
In 1950, one of the fatal car crashes was a drunk driver that killed one person.
That's horrible.
This one's wild to me. There were frozen bodies found at the park.
Frozen? What do you mean?
During cold times of year.
Oh.
So, like, in February.
Like, just disposed bodies, though? Like, killed, or just they died, or they don't know?
And what I read didn't go too much into detail about these either.
Okay, that's weird.
But just frozen bodies have been found at the park just multiple times. What I was able to piece together is that they were out there and just froze to death.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's so sad.
And this one's horrible too. A high school student was murdered here.
Oh, there's a lot of bad stuff going on at this park.
I know. I mean, it's 202 acres of land. It's like a pretty big piece of land in a big city. Yeah. It's near Omaha. And the last one I have here, the body of a missing 12-year-old girl was found at this park. Actually, it was found when people were out here ghost hunting.
Can you imagine that? Oh, I would never go ghost hunting again. Because, ew. And also, like, what if the ghosts, while they were ghost hunting, were, like, leading them to the body? That's all I can think about. That's just my worst nightmare.
And she does actually this 12-year-old girl was named Amber Harris, and she has a memorial at the park. So.
Rest in peace to Amber and all the other people that you mentioned.
I know. It's a lot.
Like, even if the ghost stories aren't true from the other ones, the real people did die here.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
So, yeah.
Yikes. Is the vibe of the park, is it, park vibes, or is it, creepy vibes, or both vibes?
I mean, from the pictures I saw, it just looks like a normal park. But,
interesting.
That's Hummel Park in Nebraska.
That's crazy.
I know.
Somebody let us know if you've been there. I want to know a personal experience vibe from the park.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I don't have no words. That's just wild. It's so weird because we really don't tell each other stories, and I also have a park story.
Okay, see, I feel like we just feel each other's vibe.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we just know. We know. Yeah, my story is also at a park. I have for you the mystery of the Brea Tar Pits.
Oh, the tar pits.
Oh, the tar pits. Okay. No, I'm not saying armpits. I'm saying tar pits. And I'm not saying carpet either. But
the tar pits.
Guys, I cannot stress enough that a fun fact about me is that I have been obsessed with the Brea Tar Pits literally since high school. Maybe even middle school.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard of them. But I'm not in obsession mode over it.
No, I'm almost willing to say that this is going to be my favorite episode to tell on the podcast so far. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, not to hype myself up, but I just freaking love tar pits, guys. They're cool. Okay. They're really cool. And I really don't know why it's taken so long to cover it either, because I have always been obsessed. But it's always I forget about them, and then when it gets reintroduced, I'm like, oh my god, how did I forget this?
Yeah. But no, I totally get that.
Yeah, well, let's just jump right into the story, shall we?
I'm excited.
First things first, what the heck are the tar pits? So,
right.
There are tar pits all around the world. We'll get into that. But specifically today, I'm going to be talking about the Brea Tar Pits, which are in Los Angeles, California, which is wild to me because when I think of Los Angeles, I just, I see the hustle and the bustle, the big city, all the famous people, all the YouTubers, and the lights and the cameras. But
I'm not thinking tar pits.
I'm not thinking tar pits. No. But yeah, the hustle and the bustle is still going on in LA. But in the middle of it, in the literal heart of LA, sits a giant park full of giant tar pits.
It's not in the middle.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. It's in the heart of downtown LA.
Okay, why would they build LA around tar pits? What?
Guys, I don't know that answer. And I told you would know from my story why people don't care about covering stuff up and stuff like that. They have preserved it now today, but only really recently.
Are they just open pits?
We'll get into it.
Okay.
So, let's see. Okay, the park that they're located in. They are located in Hancock Park in LA.
Okay.
So if you want to go, that's where they are. And the park actually was created around the tar pits.
Right.
So LA was built around the tar pits. They knew that was there, but they just still built it around them. Great.
That's really interesting because, that seems really dangerous.
I'm thinking that they didn't really know how dangerous it was when they first started.
I guess so. Or they're we can just move this, right?
Right. It's fine. It's fine. That's definitely what they said. So, yeah, the tar pits, they came first. Today, there is the park and then also the Tar Pit Museum, which we will talk about later. Museum. Yes. So, short story. The tar pits were created by natural asphalt seeping up from the ground for tens of thousands of years.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. And I'll get a little bit more deeper into the science stuff, but before I do that, big fun fact for you, Savannah. La Brea, in LA. Do you know the song by Black Bear, Santa Monica and La Brea?
Yeah.
Right. I love that song. Go listen to it. But do you know what La Brea means in Spanish?
No.
Well, it actually means the tar.
Really?
It does. So when I say I have the mystery of the La Brea Tar Pits, I'm actually saying I have the mystery of the Tar Pits. Because I'm saying the La Brea, which means the tar.
Yeah.
The Tar Pits.
Okay.
So I do know that I am saying that. But yeah. So La Brea means tar pits. I thought that was just really hilarious. Because I never put those two things together in my head. But anyway, moving on to a little bit more of the science behind it. So the pits are composed of heavy oil fractions called gilsonite. And it's basically this crude oil, like really heavy, harsh oil that is made naturally from the middle of the earth.
Okay, so that's probably why they built LA around it, because it's oil, obviously.
Right, but it's not oil that they can use.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, no, it's very specific, very, very specific oil, and what happens to it while it's in this park is even crazier. So it's called gilsonite. It comes up as, the heat rises or whatever, it comes up from the ground. But when the oil reaches the surface, it obviously forms pools, which creates the tar pits. But this actually makes the gilsonite fractions turn into asphalt when, like, the lighter fractions either biodegrade or evaporate. So, like, as it's coming up, because, like, LA is hot, think about it. It's, like, either evaporating or biodegrading, either way. And it leaves, when that process happens, it leaves like a hardened, stubby mound of tar.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, and also, since it is, gas also up in there, oil, gas, whatever, you can also see methane bubbles popping sometimes.
Oh my God.
It's like a movie. This does not seem real, but it is. Wow. And it also just makes me think of the tar monster from Scooby-Doo. Because of course it does. Okay. But one major thing I haven't told you yet. How do you think this place smells, Savannah?
I didn't even think about that. Does it smell bad? Well, methane. So I'm guessing it smells like methane.
It does, in fact, smell like rotten eggs there. So that's the downside of going to the tar pits, I guess. It's going to smell bad. So, and even the thought of how that smells actually makes me want to gag. Like, if I'm going to be so real. Because
yeah, I don't like it.
No, I cannot handle that. No. So currently today, there are over 130 tar pits in this area. Okay.
I was not thinking
there's a lot.
130.
And that's just the ones we know of. And also, tar pits open and close all the time. So the number fluctuates all the time. New ones open, old ones dry up.
What?
I know. I know.
And there's just a city.
A big city.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
What?
It's mind-boggling. Seriously. Yep.
I would be terrified. If I lived there, I'd be terrified that one day my house is just going to be swallowed by a tar pit.
And it's crazy that a lot of, because a lot of YouTubers, live in LA. How are these people not talking about this?
Right.
They're never talking about this.
Do they not know? Like, I don't...
They have to know. I would think they know. I don't know. YouTubers, answer us. Do you know about the tar pits?
LA is big, so if you're not like close to
also,
it.
some of them don't really live actually in LA.
Yeah.
Like around it. So maybe, but also learn, because this is crazy. The oil seepage creating the tar pits has actually been happening for essentially ever.
Okay.
Yeah. So back in the day, long, long, long before LA, is what it is today, animals, shockingly, would roam the area.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe, I know. Yeah. But back in the day, like when LA wasn't LA, and animals were just doing whatever, and there was trees and stuff still there, the tar pits would actually get covered in like dirt and debris and leaves and sticks and all this stuff. And so unfortunately, when that would happen, the animals that were roaming around in the area would just be walking on the ground and not seeing what they were going to walk onto, which was actually a tar pit. And guess what? Once you get stuck in this,
you're stuck.
You sink.
Yeah. Straight
up like quicksand, but like worse, because this stuff is really, really, really heavy. And so...
Is it not like burning hot too? Or is it...
I don't know. I don't think people touch it.
Because I would imagine it's like really hot.
I'm assuming it's very, very hot. I mean, it's bubbling.
Like kind of like lava almost.
Yeah, I don't think it's that hot, but I would say
not
it's
hot enough to like melt you. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
To be fair, I don't even know what degree it is. I did not look that up. But
Interesting.
Wild. But because animals would get trapped back in the day, it actually trained predators in the area to kind of realize that they could eat the trapped animals before they fully sank
Oh my God.
into it. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, it's it's horrible. What? Like, say a deer falls into a tar pit and this other whatever predator was like, okay, I'm hungry, but the deer's not fully in there. So they would eat them while they were half in the tar. And
that's horrible.
It's horrible. And this would later be referred to as the predator trap.
Oh.
Yep. So as these animals are sinking into this tar, and, dying, decomposing, also in the tar, the bones obviously would sink down, and the asphalt would actually soak into the bones, and it turns them either dark brown or black, which is crazy work. If you know anything about a bone, it takes a lot to stain a bone. Something really harsh, like sunlight.
Right.
But it takes something really hard to stain a bone. So the fact that these bones are stained from white, but now they're dark brown or black is crazy, because it's so hard for that to happen. It's just...
I do want to go back to the question I had, because I looked it up.
Oh, yeah.
If they're hot.
Yeah, are they?
They're not hot.
That's weird. What is the degree? Do they have it?
It doesn't say what
a thermometer probably wouldn't even work anyway.
But it just says that the methane makes it bubble, obviously, but
so it's not the heat.
But the
that
heat
makes it
is
bubble.
not making it bubble. So it's just...
Okay. That's
and
even
it's saying,
weirder.
it's not actually like really, really hot like you would think.
Wow. Wow. That's really the only word I have for these tar pits. Yeah, but anyway, so as these animal bones are sinking down and now they're soaking in the oil and now they're changing colors, what happens is eventually the lighter fractions of this oil will evaporate, like I said, and it forms the asphalt. So when it forms the asphalt, it naturally hardens. So what happens is when these animals die in the tar pits, the asphalt, when it lightens, it hardens around the bones and the body. And I know that's really hard to fully understand, but you will understand it better when I tell you what they have found in these pits. You are gonna be...
I think I understand, because it's almost like they're frozen in there, but instead of it being ice, it's...
Right. Or like asphalt. Amber is also... I would never have suspected tar and asphalt can...
I mean, it definitely seems like it can preserve, yeah. Yeah, because it can. Nothing can get in there.
You're right. That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Crazy. From what I could tell, the earliest written record was from the early 1700s, but the verbal record is far, 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 far beyond that. Yeah. From what I could tell, scientists guessed 50,000 years from today.
Yeah, so people have always known about
these. Always. Even the animals, then, even if it was too late for them. So. Yeah. Yep. The things that we have found inside the tar pits have helped us age the tar pit area even more. The answer is a long time ago, guys. It's really old. Really, really old. And also, really important to note, these pits are all different sizes. Some of them tiny, some of them house size. Like, some of them is like a pond, half of a lake, even. Some of them are just little snake holes in the ground. So, it's just
That's so hard to imagine.
It is. And it's not even when I picture it, it's not even like it actually looks. If that kind of makes sense.
Right, the way that I'm picturing it is not how you're describing it.
No, you should look it up while you're sitting there, but it is just really crazy. So, W. Orcutt, he was a geologist who was first credited in 1901 with recognizing that fossilized prehistoric animal bones were preserved in these pools of asphalt on the Hancock Ranch. So yes, before it was Hancock Park in LA, it was in fact Hancock Ranch and farmland. Yep. And in this initial discovery, paleontologists named the La Brea coyote. It was the first prehistoric animal to be pulled out of the tar pits. And once they realized that, first of all, this isn't just a regular a regular coyote, it's a prehistoric coyote. They were like, okay, there really might actually be some stuff in this tar that we need to investigate, So, contemporary excavations started in 1913, and they have been going on ever since, going on till this day.
Dang. It is crazy that they found this out so long ago, because
I know.
you almost wouldn't think. I guess.
You're right.
I don't know.
Well, it's kind of hard because sometimes
Maybe
these,
you're
like,
right.
chunks of stuff would just kind of come up. And it would be
Right.
there, and they'd be like, oh, what the heck is that?
Yeah, and
then
then
they'd be
obviously they're
just
gonna
like,
investigate,
yeah.
and yeah.
And they chisel and they just find it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so doing this research, I watched a ton of documentaries, and there are some really, really dedicated people and volunteers working to get these fossils out of these tar pits. And
It's probably people who are obsessed with it like you.
I'm saying, somebody please get me a job here. I want to be paid, please.
That
but
could be cool.
Oh my God, it's my dream. It's literally my dream. So it wasn't until the 1940s when they started discovering large mammal bones in the asphalt. So what they found first was vertebra and vertebra material that was fossilized, obviously. And somehow, some way, they were able to degrade the bone protein that they found. And doing that, however they did that, they were able to date the animal back to 2,000 years old.
Oh, wow.
That puts it in the last glacial period, which means ice. Ice Age. Ice Age 4.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. And the vertebra was literally perfectly preserved for 2,000 years. Guys, that is so crazy. It's just so crazy. I can't even really fathom it. You know?
I mean,
like,
honestly, it really does make perfect sense how that could preserve it.
No, it does, but it's just crazy.
It's just wild that they could get it out of there, I guess.
Safely, and to test it and to know. It's just crazy. Right. And I also just feel like these tar pits, they're not getting the hype they deserve.
Right.
Like, how are people not talking about this? I am so confused. This is so weird that this
happens. Way this has preserved things for that long, and we haven't gotten everything out of it yet, right?
And it's also just weird that this is happening naturally to me. That is just so crazy to me that this harsh oil can just... Yeah. First of all, where is it coming from? This could just send me down a whole tangent, you know.
Where is it coming from? The Earth.
I mean, I know the Earth.
In the middle of the Earth.
I know, but we don't know what's in the core, you know. It's just, that's a whole nother tangent for a whole nother day. It's just crazy.
We're just gonna become archaeologists. Okay.
It's always been my dream.
I mean,
truly.
Yeah.
But anyway, again, I already said, please somebody get me a job here. Yeah. But I'm so serious about that because their job here is quite literally to just uncover mysteries every single day. What is my favorite thing to do? Solve freaking mysteries, guys. Please somebody help me get a job. So for real. So, one of the biggest announcements in the tar pit history, it actually happened in February of 2006.
Okay.
The George C. Page Museum announced the discovery of 16 fossil deposits that had been removed from the ground during the construction of the underground parking lot for the LA County Museum of Art.
Oh my God.
The LA County Museum of Art is right beside the tar pits and the Tar Pit Museum. Okay. So they were
so dangerous.
So dangerous. They were like, okay, let's dig underground for this parking lot.
Right. Where there might be a tar pit just forming.
The tar pits are right there, but surely they don't cross the road. The road separates the tar pit. What? I don't know.
When you just said that they randomly will appear, and it's what?
Yes, and they're like, let's start digging into the ground where they come from.
That's wild.
Yeah, and so they started digging, and they were like, oh, guys, hey, look, tar pits are coming up.
Oh, my God.
And then, oh, hey, look, what are these asphalt blocks? Oh, we broke one. Oh, what's inside of it? What's inside of it, you may ask?
What's inside?
Well, literally inside this parking lot that they made, which is today a parking lot, by the way.
Right, yeah. Oh, so they did end up building the parking lot.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Oh, well, no, not in the same place. Not in the same place.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it's
in a different place.
By
no. This land is protected because of what they found.
Okay.
So there were 16 deposits. They found a saber-toothed cat.
Oh, wow.
Dire wolves. If you watch Game of Thrones, you know. A giant ground sloth. We just talked about those. They thought those were giant humans. Then we have, of course, the normal things. Bison, which is also not very normal because that's huge.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah. Horses, turtles, snails, clams, fish, gophers, an American lion, which seems
American lion
crazy to me. I don't know what that means. Listen, I don't know. But that is what they found. And I don't know if that means like early versions, like it's old, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But last but certainly not least, a nearly fully intact mammoth skeleton. And the scientists, they decided to name this mammoth Zed. Cute, little Zed. Oh, okay. And the only bones that Zed seemed to be missing was his rear leg and one vertebra and the top of its skull. Why do you think it's missing its skull? Its leg and the one vertebra was normal. But the skull actually happened while they were digging the parking lot.
Wait, what?
It was actually closest to the top, this woolly mammoth. Okay. And as they dig down with their little diggers, it just sliced the top of its skull off. They have both pieces of it.
Oh my god.
But it's cut. It's separated from the top of its head because of the parking lot.
We're done.
Okay, you guys gotta stop. We gotta stop. We found a woolly mammoth. Chill day at the parking lot construction job, I guess. So, wow. Yeah, it's just crazy. And just like the utter fact that they found a mammoth, saber-toothed cats, a giant sloth. Guys, I'm sorry. It's just... I know. I have known this story for so long, and I'm still so shook by it.
I know. And then I've never even heard of an American lion, and I'm looking.
And they exist.
Now I'm, like, looking into this. Well, extinct, obviously. Those all extinct.
Of course.
But, like... Wow.
Crazy.
Now you're gonna have me looking up all these different animals.
Animals, I know. I know. I was like, I don't want to see. Okay, so there is a movie. I'd bet money that Savannah hasn't seen it. Okay.
Okay, what is it?
It's called Encino Man. Have you seen it?
No.
Shocker.
I've heard of it.
No, it's a very popular movie. It's about a caveman who came out of the tar pits in LA and was still alive because obviously he was preserved, you know, with the tar. And
oh wait, I just looked this up. It has
it has
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, he's the caveman.
Actually, I might be like I might have seen this.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say for sure.
The problem with this movie is that the two main characters are in a lot of movies together and they all play like the same character.
Honestly, it is kind of giving George of the Jungle.
100%.
So
it's written by the same people, also, in case you didn't know that. And dang, what's that other Monster-in-Law? Have you ever seen? That's my favorite movie.
Monster-in-Law.
Oh God. Okay, we can't get on a tangent, but like, just know. Watch Monster-in-Law. Watch Encino Man. Okay, I have seen it. It's not the best movie, but we need to watch it, Savannah. First of all, just based on the tar pit aspect, but it's so stupid, but it's really funny. Kind of like giving Minecraft movie in a way.
You know? What is it like that he came out of the tar pit?
Yeah, and he's really stupid. He's a caveman. He's a caveman who was preserved in the tar pits.
He was preserved and is alive still.
And he is alive, yes. And so he comes out, and then there is he's found by someone, and then they're the two main characters, and he has to kind of like teach the caveman how to be. But I mean, it's like one of those that's really bad. It's funny, good, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's funny. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's Encino Man, based on the Brea Tar Pits. But moving on, in all of the years that they have been digging up stuff here, there has only been confirmed one human body. She is referred to as the La Brea woman. Her partial skeleton was found and dated to be about 10,000 calendar years old. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, that's really hard to think about because that's BC.
Yeah.
Like that is BC times, guys. Yeah. It literally is caveman coming out of the tar pits, but she's not alive, unfortunately. Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. So when she died, they dated her to be between 17 and 25.
Oh.
She was young. And her remains were found with a domestic dog. So, the story is that like likely 10,000 years ago, she was just a girl around our age walking her dog and fell into a tar pit and died.
What do you think she was trying to save her dog?
I don't know.
Can you imagine that? The dog goes running into the tar pit and you try to save it and then you get sucked in yourself.
Stop. That's literally horrible.
Because, like, if they've only found one person in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you would think, okay, these people knew not to go near it.
Yeah.
She was probably saving her dog.
Yeah, she probably was. And so... That's crazy. I guess the good news is, you know, after they found her and the dog, the two were actually buried ceremonially together. After they got them out of the asphalt, which is so sweet, right?
But okay, the fact that people had dogs back then.
Well, Savannah, here's the twist, Boogie Bear.
It's not her dog.
That story ain't true. That's what they thought when they first found her, so I wanted to, you know, give the story that they gave, but
see,
no.
It was a cute story when I thought of it.
No, it was so cute. I mean, I'm honestly glad that she didn't die, you know, chasing her dog in there. Unfortunately, the story doesn't get better, though. No. So it wasn't until 2016, actually, that scientists were able to determine that this dog was much, much, much younger than the girl's bones.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so the dog...
She fell in first.
Yes. So she did fall in 10,000 years ago, and they actually were able to date the dog to 2,000 years ago. So they did not know each other. They know each other in the afterlife because, yes, they are still buried together, which, that's cute. Honestly, she probably doesn't mind. She probably likes that, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just so crazy, that story. I just can't.
That is crazy because...
Yeah, and so, you know, obviously it's been 10,000 years. Yes, she was preserved, but it's still 10,000 years. I was reading that the authorities do suspect that she was maybe murdered. So, I mean, they don't have a lot to go on, but... Yeah. It's just awful. It's awful. But... that leads me into the discussion, which was what you were going to bring up earlier, is the fact that a lot of people seem to think that murderers drop bodies in these tar pits.
Yeah, to get rid of them. Does it not seem like...
Totally it does.
Something that could be done?
I mean, these people have been in here for 10,000 years and they're just now being dug up.
But if you think about it, it might actually be the opposite of what we are thinking because it preserves them so well, then they probably could... find out who did it really fast.
For sure today. You don't do that. You're not going to get away with it.
Today anyway. I mean, maybe back then too. I don't know. But... maybe. Yeah, like, now my brain is going to that. Like, maybe it actually... like, only dumb criminals would do that. Like, you know, if you don't know what you're doing.
So real.
Am I right there? With that kind of...
well, we don't know. We don't know. Okay. We don't have any... it's a mystery.
There hasn't been anybody found anyway?
No. And I mean, but who is to say though? Because I mean, we're just now pulling out 20,000, 10,000 year old bones.
No, you're right.
So
wait, you're right because it takes a while for them to like kind of fossilize.
Yes, it takes a long time for them to fossilize. So this podcast will outlive us. So guys, if you hear me thousands of years from now, send me a message to wherever my soul is. Let me know. Let me know if there's humans in there. Because I'm willing to bet almost every penny in my bank account that there are.
Dang. See, now I'm like backtracking what I just said because, yeah, it's going to take a while. So maybe this is the perfect spot.
Don't listen to us, guys. Don't do that.
We're not saying that, but like...
well, I was going to say, today, obviously, it's way locked down. I have a really, 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 really big fun fact. I've had a lot, but this one's like probably my favorite one.
Okay, what is it?
You got to buckle up.
I'm buckled.
Click. 3.5 million fossils have been discovered in the tar pits. 3.5 million.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Growing every single day.
So I'm guessing not all of them have been like analyzed yet, or have they?
Oh, for sure. No, I think it will be going on forever.
So they've just found them, but they're like in a lab somewhere, probably.
Yeah, being cleaned. I mean, it takes a long time for them to even get one single fossil out of this stuff.
They're still looking through them, like every day?
Oh, yes, every day. Every single day. Also, when I was watching the documentaries, do you know what they're using? This sucks.
Yeah, how do they get it out?
Sucks. I mean, obviously, if it's like a big piece, they can use like equipment, but most of them are like, I don't know, like a foot or two.
Right.
Some size. Okay. And they literally use donated dental picks like that they use at the dentist, like, you know, like the hard.
Oh my God.
To cut this out carefully, because if they even mess up even a little bit, they can break the fossil.
Yeah.
So, and also to make this 10 times harder than it even sounds immediately, because of how this asphalt stores the fossils, and
Mm-hmm.
because it's so hard on the outside, when they break it, it almost turns the bones and stuff into like powdery. So it's very easy to break them.
Oh my God.
So that's how they learned that they were just going to get donations from dentists in the area who had a bunch of these old picks, and they literally donate them all the time. So they are used, but they are now being used in the tar because obviously they can destroy them. They're tar. Good way to recycle.
Dang. Yeah, it is.
So yeah, and maybe if you're a dentist and you have a bunch of extra ones, send them to LA.
Okay, you're saying you want to work here, and it's like, yes, that would be cool to learn all this stuff, but it's also like, that would be so frustrating getting tar off of these things every single day.
It would, but it's not like wet tar. It's like hard tar. So like, you're not really getting, I mean, you're a little dirty, but you're not getting like
honestly,
filthy.
This is sounding like dentistry.
It does, yeah, for sure.
It does.
For sure.
It's getting the plaque off your teeth.
Just
getting
bones.
the tar off the bones.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. Oh, also, if you are curious, to this day at least, 2025, April 2025, there has never been a dinosaur fossil found in the tar pits. So I'm just saying, as of yet, it could definitely happen. For sure. It also could definitely not happen. I don't know. I guess I really don't know where the dinosaurs were. Theoretically.
All over.
Yeah, but like, were there a lot in LA? I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, it's very close to the water, so I'm assuming there might be more water ones. But what really do I know about dinosaurs? You know, I don't know. But there haven't been none found in the Brea Tar Pits as of now.
Interesting.
And, okay, so there's also some strange mysteries that remain unanswered today about these tar pits. For one, the remains of some native species, such as mountain lions, have rarely been found in the Brea Tar Pits. And that doesn't seem that weird, but it is just because of how common mountain lions are to LA. So let me hit you with a statistic that'll really show you just how bad and weird this is. Okay. So they have pulled around 3,000 saber-toothed tiger bones out of the pit. 3,000 saber-toothed tigers. Guess how many mountain lions?
0.
7. That's weird. Because if you like mountain lions, we don't even live in California, and I know mountain lions are like the number one animal that you need to be on the lookout for. I think about all the YouTubers that I watch whose dogs have unfortunately been killed by the mountain lions. It's a very big problem. So the fact that they have only found 7 is weird. But in my head, I'm like, is that because maybe they're more recent in the grand scheme of things, and so maybe they haven't had the time to fully be set in. Exactly. See, and I think that's the other part of the mystery. Though we don't really know how long it takes, because it's not like we're dropping things in the tar pits and dating how long they take. Maybe we should try that. I don't know.
Yeah, like maybe they should.
See, guys, get us there. We have the ideas. We know what we need to do.
Yeah, like put something in there that has a date on it.
We got to test it. We got to see how long it takes. Yeah. Because like maybe that could be the answer as to why there's only been 7 mountain lions. But also there has been 7, so it's not like they don't exist at all.
So you have some statistics there saying how old some of these things are. Do you have any saying what the most recent one is that they've pulled out?
Oh, I did not look at the most recent one. I was looking at like the most famous ones. Yeah. Because honey, I could really talk about these forever. Yeah. This is not even like the surface. I mean, it is the surface, but like I could go on for hours about this. Like I said, there were 3.5 million fossils found.
Because I'm just wondering, like, has anything in the past 100 years? Probably not.
Right. Not that I saw. Yeah. Not anything that I saw. Yeah. So I think maybe it needs time. That's my theory, anyway. My hypothesis.
It seems like it, because you're saying that they are all, for the most part, like liquid on top. Liquidy.
Oh, yeah.
And then the things that are coming up and like that they're digging out of here are hardened.
Yep, coming from the bottom.
So, yeah, it would take time. Yep. Things to think about.
Seriously. Seriously. But I think the reason that I love this story so much is that this one will be forever changing. That we will have an update on this. Like, there will be animals pulled out of the tar pit that we don't know yet that are in there. So, I will be on the lookout. The museum, the Tar Pit Museum, it's about $20 to go in per person. And
I want to go.
They have all the fossils, the mammoth, all the things set up in there. You can see how they're died. dark brown or black. And then, of course, you tour the tar pits themselves. I want to go so bad. So bad. It's at the top of my bucket list. Always has been.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because of how bad it smells. And I still want to go. Because it is bad.
Yeah. See, and I already forgot about the smell. But you're right.
No, it's bad. It's bad. But I mean, I guess that's just the L that I have to take. To see something so inspiring to me. And it's crazy that I'm sitting here saying that a black pit in the ground that smells like doo-doo is inspiring to me. But it is.
It's inspiring.
Because it's a mystery. But yeah, that's the mystery of the Brea Tar Pits.
It's a mystery, but it's also uncovering so many mysteries.
Right. And I
think that's why you like it.
It's both, yeah.
I think that's why you like it, because it's like,
there's answers.
Yeah, there's answers in it.
Yeah. Answers and also not answers. So,
Answers, but I think it'll take time to get the other ones.
Yeah. It's not like we won't ever have the answer. We will. Just maybe not in my lifetime, but
yeah.
I'll still know one way or the other. Crazy. It's just so crazy. If you guys are near the tar pits, take a picture and send it to me. I just want to see every angle of the tar pit. Yeah. Yes, I saw what they look like. It's just so crazy. Go to our Instagram to see some pictures. I just can't. But yeah, I love the tar pits. And I also think it's so funny that the Brea Tar Pits translates to the Tar Pits.
Right.
So yeah, that really is the mystery of the Tar Pits. Love it. I love it so much. Also, if you guys were watching the video of this podcast, I'm so sorry because there has been a fly flying around. I think he's gone now.
Yeah, I think it's gone.
But during the beginning,
we definitely noticed it. If you noticed it, then
let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know if you saw him flying around. He was over here trying to mess with my computer.
Yeah.
Rude and disrespectful.
For real.
That's so funny. But go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please. And definitely check out our YouTube and our TikTok.
Yes.
As always, of course. We be posting all the time.
We do.
Now. So go check it out. But other than that, I don't really have anything else other than that we really need to watch the Encino Man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't have anything else either.
All right. Well, I suppose we will see you guys next week.
Cue the music.